All right, guys. So here is my other client. She's going to help us for this portion. And what I want to talk about is when you get the hair wet. Okay, if you're at a shampoo bowl or they're laying back in the sink, you want to use your hand as a wall on the sides of their head. So you need a wall so that it doesn't go in their ears. Your hand becomes the wall like this that directs the flow of water away from their ear and back down into the sink. Okay, so I'm going to just demo this for you for a second, okay? When you turn on the water, you hold the hose in your hand, you do it away from them, you wait for the temperature to get to the proper thing, put it on your wrist, right, like you do a baby bottle, and test that out. And then you cover this ear closest to you and you just touch it and pull away. And you ask the client, does that feel like an okay temperature, right? We don't want them jumping out of the chair because it's too hot or too cold. Yes, she tells me it feels great. So now I'm going to aim the water stream towards the bottom of the sink. I'm not going to turn it this way or it's going to splatter up onto her face. Okay, so I aim it towards the sink, and just after I get through the middle part past her nose, I'm going to switch my hand now to the other side to protect that other ear. And we get her wet that way. And then we can pull it around, move her ear on this side, lift it up, kind of fold it down, and you're going to swing it around, always trying to have the water point towards the drain of the sink. Okay? All right, so when that's done, to shampoo, you're going to take shampoo, and most professional shampoos are concentrated. You're going to put, and I should have used a different color, you're going to put some in your hand, and you're not just going to take that and put it in your hair. You're going to rub it around your hand, okay? So it is all over my hand, and then I'm going to take and I'm going to touch it at the top of her head. I'm going to touch it on the sides, and I'm going to scooch my fingers under and do it around the back, okay? So now that I've distributed that in wet hair, now I'm going to take my hands on either side of her head. Picture gridiron Gertie, right? I've got a finger in each square, and I'm going to rub little circles. And then I'm going to slide back. I'm going to rub little circles, and I press my finger, my thumbs there, kind of as a counter pressure, okay? And I scrub. Usually kind of do a 1, 2, 3 count. So in square one, scrub 1, 2, 3. So come back. 1, 2, 3. Back. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So once I've done the sides, now I'm going to move one hand at a time. This is important. You don't want to lose contact. One hand, and I'm going to scoot my way up to the top of her head now. Now I'm going to do those squares here. Slide. Do those squares. Slide. Do those squares. Slide all the way back. And when you've reached around the crown or the back of her head, now I'm going to come back forward and I'm going to go behind her ear. And from the ear, I'm reaching around. I can't see this, right? She's laying down. But I'm reaching around until I can feel my fingers touch each other. They kind of are doing this on the back side of her head, okay? And as I do that, then I go up and I kind of connect this section. We'll lift her up since we can. Because I've done this part and I've done this part, I kind of need to connect that little section there. So once I've done by her neckline, now I'm going to kind of do that middle part, and I'm just going to do a final little rinse over, okay? And then we rinse the same way that we got her wet to start with. And when we do the conditioner, we do the exact same path, but for the conditioner, we slow down a little. And I always say, think of conditioner as lotion for the scalp. So you want to rub that in, kind of like you do on your arm, right? When you rub in lotion, you let it soak in. You want that conditioner to soak into the scalp, and it helps keep it moist so they don't get dry flakes and stuff, especially in the summer or midwinter when it's really dry. So there are your tips for shampooing. Last and final tip, if the hair is tangly when you get out of the shampoo bowl, don't let tangles dry in hair or it's worse to get out. So however the tangles got there, if it was dry hair, comb out the tangles while it's dry. If the tangles got in there because the hair was wet, then comb out the tangles while it's wet, and that'll help you avoid a lot. All right? Okay, have fun. See you later.